Please take a seat when you can. I'd like to start us off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So we can all take a moment. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. You may have a seat. I want to thank everybody for coming here today to honor someone I really care deeply about, and he's my mentor, Don Lee. My name is Dr. Heath Chan. I'm an associate professor at the Silverman School of Social Work at Hunter College. I'm honored to be your MC today as we celebrate the co-naming of the street in memory of Don Lee. I first met Don in 1990 when I was 16 years old and a Kung Fu student. He was one of my earliest mentors, confident, intense, and always clear about what he expected. Don set high standards. He didn't lower the bar for anyone, and that was part of his gift. If he believed in you, he pushed you to rise. At the same time, Don was incredibly generous. He gave his time, his insight, his energy to so many causes and people, not for recognition, but because he truly cared. He believed our communities deserved better, and he spent his life making sure we got it. In the last few years of his life, I had the chance to invite Don to serve on the Community Advisory Board for the Center for Asian Health Promotion and Equity, where I'm a co-investigator. He brought the same fire to that work, strategic, passionate, and committed to justice. Today, we name this corner Don Lee Way, not just to honor the man, but to carry forward his courage, his values, his generosity, and a relentless drive to uplift others. Don didn't just make a name for himself. He made space for others to grow, to fight, and to lead. And now, this street bears his name as a reminder to all of us to keep walking that path. Thank you very much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who embodies the spirit of community leadership and advocacy, Councilwoman Alexa Aviles. Representing Brooklyn's 38th District, which includes neighborhoods such as Sunset Park, Red Hook, and parts of Borough Park and Dikers Heights, Councilwoman Aviles has been a steadfast champion for working class families, immigrants, and public education. A proud Boricua and longtime Sunset Park resident, she brings decades of experience from the nonprofit and philanthropic sectors, always centering social justice and community empowerment. In the City Council, she serves as chair of the Committee on Immigration and is an active member of several others, including economic development, public housing, and environmental protection. Please join me in welcoming Council Member Alexa Aviles. Thank you.
Good morning. Wow, look at these beautiful faces. I know Don would be so excited right now and probably would have a giant smile standing in the back like, yeah, I did that. So good morning, good morning. So thank you for joining us today to honor the incredible contributions of Don Lee, who passed away last year and is very much missed. So my name is Alexa Aviles, and I am the council member representing this area, the neighborhood that Don protected with his whole heart and his bountiful passion and energy. Don was a passionate community leader and a lifelong activist for the residents of Chinatown. He fought against anti-Asian racism and for important community resources to serve the neighborhood that he loved dearly. As Executive Director of Homecrest Community Services, he worked tirelessly to improve the lives of Asian American and immigrant families by providing services that address the health, well-being, food insecurity, public safety. He brought light to the challenges faced by often underserved AAPI communities in Brooklyn and in Manhattan. He inspired so many through his continued activism and advocacy, which is why it is so crucial. Oh, I almost got it by the flag. Don, he's probably really laughing right now. He inspired so many through his continued activism and advocacy, which is why it's crucial that we honor him, his legacy in this neighborhood. With the designation of Don B. Lee Wing, I hope that his memory will continue to inspire our community to fight for what is right. And I hope that this designation will pay him the utmost gratitude and respect he deserves. And as someone who spent his whole life supporting so many people, I'd like to thank Don's family who are attending here today, and I look forward to hearing them speak more of their memory of their beloved Don. First, I'd also like to thank Assemblymember Lester Chang for being here with us. Assemblymember Grace Lee, thank you for your attendance. State Senator Steve Chan will be in attendance. State Senator Kavanaugh, former Deputy Mayor Rudy Washington, friend of the family Sifan Kim, friend and colleague Jay Sturm, Kay Sturm, and Dr. Keith, who we heard from earlier, for being our MC today. And all who are present, thank you for being here to honor Don. And of course, a few more thank yous. I'd also like to recognize CEO and President of Chinese Planning Council, Wayne Ho, is here with us today. Ken Ng, who's both on Homecrest's board, but also the Brooklyn Borough Chief for the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. Thank you, Ken. Of course, nothing can be done without Wei Yi. So Wei, thank you so much. And before I turn it over, I just also have to thank the staff of Homecrest and the board of Homecrest, because without them, none of this would be possible. And I know Don took great pride in the incredible work that his staff did, because Don understood that you don't do anything alone. You do it in community. You do it for the collective good. And so thank you to the staff and board for shepherding this organization, for growing it, and serving with so much love and compassion. And I'm so thrilled for the neighborhood that we have another lasting reminder of the work of Don Lee, and so glad that we were able to pass this co-naming in City Council. And I just want to say, one of my most fondest memories of Don was not only his goofy, funny selfies that we would take with his big smile, but was that he really understood the importance of solidarity between communities. That working class immigrant communities, whether you came from Mexico or Guatemala or China or any other country around the world, that we share a united compassion and love, and we all want the same things. We want our families to thrive, we want them to be safe, and we want them to get everything they need. And so with that love and compassion and solidarity that Don lived by, I hope each of you will hold on to that legacy of solidarity between all communities, because it is that collective strength in organizing that will help our communities through very challenging times. And so with that, I will always remember Don, not only because of this sign and his incredible legacy across New York City, but because of the kind of leadership that he exemplified. And I hope that one day I will be able to just have a little bit of that Don was able to offer to all of us. And so with that, I thank you for being here, and I will turn it over to probably one of the most important people in Don's life, his precious daughter, Victoria Lee.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. yeah, I just wanted to open by thanking each and every one of you so much for being here, and particularly to Councilmember Aviles and Wei for making this happen. Can we just give them another round of applause? I really, really appreciate it. And I think not only the family, but all of us appreciate the work that you put into this, and making it happen so quickly, which we know doesn't normally happen, so thank you for that. So yeah, it's been about a year since my father passed away, and first I wanted to thank all the people in the past year that have supported my mom and I through all this, and we'd like to sincerely thank my family, Uncle Ray, Uncle Stanley, Uncle Yan, Hannah, Max, Stanley, Aunt Julie, everybody who's here with us. We couldn't have done it without you, and there's countless others that I don't have time up here to name, but you know who you are. You've helped us so much, and we really can't thank you enough. We are exceptionally fortunate to have such wonderful friends and family around, and so thank you. So I've come from St Andrews in Scotland to be here today. It's where I study, and telling my international friends and classmates about this event has made me appreciate something that I think we all might take a little bit for granted, which is that having a street named after you in New York City, the capital of the world, is a very big deal. And I was asking myself, what does it mean to have a street named after you? I think it means you've made an impact on the fabric of the city that is tangibly manifested in that sign. It means people decades from now, centuries from now, will look up and maybe ask themselves who Don Lee is, what he did to get a street named after him. It means people will have to remember that community work, and flag's getting me too. It means people will have to remember his community work, his fight and contributions for justice and equality, and also the quality of his character that made that possible. And it also means that beyond memory, people should be inspired to act. And I know that there are countless times I wish I could ask my dad for advice or wonder what he would say or do in a certain situation. And some of you might feel the same way. But we have to move forward with the confidence that he taught us enough to take strong action that is good for us and for our communities, as Councilmember Aviles mentioned. And it is through action that we honor my dad's legacy, not just by remembering him as we walk past this street, but by doing. It is really, really remarkable to see the now tangible physical impact that he's had on New York City, again, manifested in that sign. And I just hope that we can all get to work to make that impact last for generations. Thank you so much.
A family friend, ABC News correspondent, also WABC TV. All right, thank you.
I don't think I have to tell you that everyone knew that Don fought for his community with his every breath. He did it loudly, he did it quietly, and he did it proudly. And he did it when the odds were stacked against him, and he did it when nobody was looking and nobody cared. And he was fearless about it. I admired him for that. Something that a lot of folks might not know is that in 2020, he came to me with a story, an incident about a grandmother at one of his centers who was lit on fire by two and turned out to be juveniles in Brooklyn. What people may not realize is that incident inspired the creation of what became the NYPD's Asian Hate Crimes Task Force. That Asian hate movement wouldn't have existed without him, if you think of it that way. It was a movement and an awakening that has become part of our identity, it shaped us. Don was at the forefront of that. The Ong brothers, if you recall last year, that was an incident that nobody would have even known about if it were not for Don. He went up against powerful DAs. He did it often. He did it even when the cameras were gone. What you may not know is that even after I put that story on the air, he was there in court at Rikers every day advocating for victims and for his people. I'll keep this short. You all know Don, but I'd like to end by just saying that there was no one like Don. He would often say to me that without you, we'd have no voice, and I would tell him, I'm just a messenger, and without you, I'd have no message to deliver. Don was a guardian of our community. He was a warrior. We'll miss you, my friend, and may your legacy live on forever.
Hi, next I'd like to introduce Jay Sturm, a colleague from Bellevue Hospital.
everyone. Heartfelt gratitude to Homecrest Community Services, Councilmember Aviles, and of course, Lion Victoria for allowing me the privilege to say a few words about my great friend and mentor, Don Lee. I will try to keep this brief as I share 3 life rules as Don shared with me across the years. Don was the absolute best of us. He was proud to be a fighter, both in the martial arts realm as well as the public service sphere. And that brings us to rule number 1. Always do the right thing. This is your North Star. And I know what you're all thinking. Duh, Jay, that's obvious. But here's the thing about always doing the right thing. It's hard. Sometimes people have ulterior motives and will put up obstacles. Sometimes people are simply afraid. Other times people are so weary of pushing uphill that they opt for the easier path. Don knew this well. And, pardon me. Don knew this well and operated as such. Those of us who were lucky enough to work with Don closely enough knew him to be absolutely fearless. He was an incredible operator and at times a bit irreverent. Which brings me to rule number 2. You must operate faster than the speed of no. As you take action to do the right thing, there will always be a plethora of voices telling you why you shouldn't. I know it sounds counterintuitive. But you must operate with a sense of urgency, because given enough time, that shouldn't becomes can't. Now, if you have followed rule number 1 and rule number 2, it is just as important to remember rule number 3. It is always better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yes.
Because hey, if you asked, they might have said no in the first place, right? So, as we all stand here just steps from the center that you loved so much, as we look upon an enduring reminder to always do the right thing, it falls upon us to take up that good fight, to do things the Don Lee way, and to operate faster than the speed of no. Thank you all very much.
Hi, thank you. Next, we'll have Assemblyman Lester Chang presenting a citation to the Lee family.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. I'm Assemblyman Lester Chang representing our community here. I know Don for more than 20 years, and I'm born in Chinatown, Eldridge Street, and Don came here from Hong Kong when he was 10 years old. So we cut the same mold. We're street people out there, and I remember Chinatown was a ghetto. And as Don, it's very similar to my career, he progresses through the mainstream, creating a career himself, and then of course one day that he needs to pay back for his community on how lucky he came to this country. So, and he created Homecrest, and my proclamation is to basically honor his family, because the sacrifices that he has to build this community to help us, I'm sure that hours away from home, events, birthdays, and whatever it is, nothing can be compared. So in my small ways, after this proclamation, and most fitting, a street naming for him in our community, that let's honor him and his family, his legacy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
At this time, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to honor Don and everything that he's done. And we will be unveiling the street sign at this point. So we'll have an opportunity for some photos, and there's also going to be some light refreshments in the Homecrest Community Center. So stick around. Please come by and say hello. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.